Mic Drop, the single with Designer, and Boy With Love was the single with Halsey. Well, BTS now has their own standalone song called Dynamite, which is a brand new single that came out a couple days ago. Had a big video that accompanied it, and the song the group made its first career #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 chart last week, the last week of August on their chart. And it's a huge moment for all of Korean pop music. The last time a song that was from the K-pop era was #2 on the Hot 100 with Psy's Gangnam Style in 2012. And for BTS, they're positively giddy about the accomplishment. They say this is their tombstone, will take it to the grave. Now, at the moment, BTS might not have the push to go and hold on to that #1 spot, but there's a chance because of the fact that right now, Dynamite is the highest charting single on the mainstream top 40 based pop songs radio airplay chart, where it started at #20 in its first full week of tracking. Now, radio is getting ready to go and take a chance on it, when most stations would not go and take a chance on a K-pop group. But there are some program directors in radio that are looking to take this on. Now, let's go to a couple of the people that have already talked about it right now. So, at the moment, the song got 11.6 million radio audience impressions in its first full airplay tracking week, ending August 30th. And 10.5 million of those impressions came from mainstream top 40 radio. So Dynamite could be a breakthrough for BTS and for K-pop on the whole. So Will Calder, director of branding and programming at WPOI Tampa and WPYO in Orlando, they're both top 40 radio stations. He says the song, is this record going to be a mass appeal song like The Weeknd's Blinding Lights? I think this one has staying power. My gut is telling me. And Will Calder also used to work at Power 96 down in Miami, WPOW. JJ Ryan, who's program director at KGYO, Oklahoma City, says the hot start for Dynamite indicates a sustained radio run. The fact it's top 20 on that chart, the pop singles chart, is impressive. Most songs take weeks to get to that point, and BTS got the first week. He expects the song to continue to grow, get stuck in listeners' heads, move on station playlists as time goes on. So U.S. radio has been on the sidelines for major K-pop music for the last few years, and BTS has had consistently good runs with their music and honestly has sold millions of records. And they've sold numerous records, and that's how that's been. So their previous runs they've had before, they did have a pop singles chart song at #22, which was the Halsey assisted single, Boy With Love. That was last year. Another group that's also in the same reign that's also putting out music right now is Blackpink. Actually, Blackpink just put out a song featuring Selena Gomez called Ice Cream that also just made it to the official chart and debuted there into the top 40. We'll see what it does on the Billboard Hot 100 this coming week as we record. So Blackpink has notched multiple top 40 hits. Superhem has scored #1 album on the Billboard 200, but neither have gotten the traction in top 40 in America. So some people say it's the language barrier, unfortunately, that most K-pop singles, including every BTS single prior to Dynamite, are a mix of Korean and English. There are strides at U.S. radio to become more multilingual the past 5 years. Songs like Despacito and I Like It, primarily featuring singing and rapping in Spanish, are the large majority of top 40 songs remain in English. And they talk about the BTS Army, which of course they are able to go ahead and get Spotify and other streaming services to go ahead and push the song as high as possible. They're also trying to make their point to get onto U.S. pop radio and to get the group some real push. So what's going on right now, it did fall shy of the all format radio songs chart in the first week, but at the moment, 1 week after Dynamite was released, Blackpink has dropped Ice Cream, a new collaboration with Selena Gomez. And the song already has 12.7 million listens in all format audience. Z100 in New York, one of the biggest radio stations in the world, in top 40. KAMP and KIIS, the two major top 40 stations in Los Angeles, also has significant airplay of Blackpink. Will Calder believes that after years of watching K-pop being increasingly influential in the U.S. mainstream landscape, it's time for radio programs to effectively join the discourse. As far as top radio is concerned, we need to be a part of these big moments. What they need to be is involved in music that actually sells. Now, I know that they only have certain artists they want to play. It's very homogenized. If Taylor Swift puts out an album or Post Malone puts out an album, yes, they're going to put herself to the top. When you have groups like this, if they're not going to get the kind of real grassroots push that they're going to get from streaming, because streaming, they'll come up and come right back down. But with radio, it's consistent. K-pop and top 40 need each other. Because the truth is, if you want to get people that are BTS fans, you want to get a younger audience base to listen to top 40 radio again, which is what was the norm for decades from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. You want to do that again? Well, then you need to go ahead and accept groups like BTS and Blackpink and get them up. That's what needs to happen. That's all there is to it. I'm going to talk to you next time.